Thank you. I'm delighted to be here. And as you've already heard, I've been in insurance for more than 30 years. I'm going to use this as a catwalk because I've never had this opportunity. Um, I've been in insurance for more than 30 years. And in that time, the job hasn't changed that fundamentally. But actually, if I take you back to the mid-1980s when I joined, there was no such thing as the World Wide Web. There was no such thing as a mobile phone. The World Wide Web now has 5 billion interconnected people around the world. And I bet not one of you could survive 24 hours without your smartphone. And yet in 1992, they didn't exist. And I don't know if any of you were sitting there watching as I came up. I pressed my phone just so that whilst I'm walking up and down, I can count my steps. And of course, I couldn't have done that on my watch all those years ago. And we live today in a very connected world. And what that means is in 2060, I think the world will be very different than today. And what you will find in 2060, I think, is that the technology is the things that are changing our lives. If you think today we have MRI scans, we have robot surgery, imagine in 38 years' time what we can do with technology. We'll probably be living in smart homes. We'll probably be living with non-human beings in our houses. And if Elon Musk has got anything to do with it, we're probably exploring space rather than going around the world for our holidays. So that connected world, I think, is also going to be very different for underwriters. I'm an underwriter by background, and as I said, I don't think the job is that fundamentally different to the way it was 30 years ago. But I think in the next 30 years, it's going to be exponentially different. And I think the advancement in technology, the use of data we've got, and our ability to understand data in its many complex forms will free the underwriter from inputting. It will free the underwriter to have solutions, to have conversations with customers, and to find those solutions for customers that will be much more personalized than they are today. And customers will equally be able to have their products distributed to them wherever they want to. And I think equally, if I look at 2060, the world will be different. We heard earlier about the climate catastrophe that is facing us. And I think if you get to 2050, there are predictions that 1.5 billion people will be displaced due to natural catastrophes and climate change. And we as an insurance industry play a part in making sure we are there for those customers and those societies. And I think, therefore, one of the things that we can be doing is making sure that our solutions are there and that we are taking account and helping businesses transition over the next 38 years. And if I think forward to that 2050 or 2060, we at Zurich Insurance, as a founding member of the Net Zero Insurance Alliance and the Net Asset Owners Alliance, will be net zero in our own operations. We'll have been there for 30 years, and we'll have been there for 10 years in terms of our underwriting portfolios. And if you think that far forward, think of all of the change that we will have had to have undertaken in that period. And it will be down to our people to make that happen. And if I think about me as that graduate trainee, I never wanted to be in insurance. I came into insurance to find out what I wanted to be, and I've been here ever since because I'm passionate about it. But if I think of my son who wants to be a video game designer, then he's not going to be the sort of person that would come into insurance. And that's why I think as leaders, we need to make sure that we are inspiring that next generation to come into a brilliant industry. Thank you.